2009 omunya went to anya omampene kufa do promise the good people vote, you know. Now the road has seen a very massive shaping. That is one of the major things, because before ya ko kejebia menua meko akwa fakpando me do have here before be do have a kran odu eye asikuma junction ya mane kofa adidome ya fa nyina wase saa ne be pie peve na sa de kwara enye o na hono kwa ye kan anyina wase de also smart president ele peve kwa no enti na so tutu obi ofia nyina wase bia you call them, they will answer to this thing. Eti ekọ they dodge na you can imagine say ekọ so tutu between anyina wase e back peve na portos also I left to Accra no. We were seeing that road as one of the major good roads. Yeah, usually call in the Voltan of those days. So in the aba you try pekija. Eti peki unya dru peki a mom ko peki pe na bia obetima ba peki. Obi okokpa efe hwa bia no ofa ho no akwa ayekoya yi. But now what we have seen on that road, nese kasa na so enyina efa peve na akofa agate afa have. And me kwa me fa golo kwate before no yedu have a ne amane akofa kpando me fi kpando aya tutom sa enam pressure wo kwa no sunti no nkonya uduru nkonya ba ekwan na tutu cast me muni ebeto no enne nkonya kwa me kan o mampani akufado areship agu kwa na so bio waguso nyina nkonya nkonya tutapa botu ase edam waguso eti edoje sa akodu abotu ase na tutom sa akora ekwan a it take me only 20 minutes no. I have to dodge that road because of the nature of the bad road that I go so no. No ma dodge kofa rara. No ma spending almost 2 hours before I get down to KJB. Now imagine so obi okokpa sai. Obi okodman kwen. Okokaba wuli. Odu pasa na satu aso okokaba wuli. And then kama wuli for krampo na nado ati mama infrastructure. And then road on road ye reshape mama. And then kama wuli in the Quentin of district on road ye reshape mama. It's CRA a honey hanging breast no. It's a tourist attraction. And tourism, we've always been talking about tourism. The minister in charge, attention. Messi Oti region, there are more things here. Ebetimi na kritia, ebemayiska. I was CRA conform call mo, your friend mo, Hanging Mountain. Answer the Hanging Mountain crowd, a quiet call Hanging Mountain. I said no, serious thing. You need quite. Them paying for a bao be shady way. The vegetation there is all right, it's okay. And then a quiet call CRA, main cassia in way, but at least 70% of my penny kufadu ni baumia at the region. Apart from creation of the region. Now we're going to talk about the road network. Now, Krache, we're talking about we're quite a few tapabotu ase. Ekodu dambai eyo mampeyin kufo ena yes akwan in 2002 under the leadership of OSEI was the regional minister, the then Volta regional minister. Ne honorable Kofi Jamesi the deputy. Yes, and what was he said. These are developments ayeka. Now when you get to Damai, from Damai ko kete Krache, ukrosu nsuo na awon ade ese wo mu say you would have to spend hours. Now when you can na from Damai no akobura ja kwase okokekache ene efutu na ho no nyina no omampene kufado yurasa no, with all due respect to my chiefs and my elders from my area. And this is the reason why I call on them, see they should reconsider their decision and make sure we get parliamentarians to represent the MPP from the Ote region. And as a matter of fact, Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Bawumia as the next president of the republic to continue the good work Danado Danko has done so far.
Incident as Ote region, you can say MPP mobile baby asomoso dia na obetime gina ho akase ebi asomoso ho pa
we neketwa no o man bia be ya road network. Now from Central Coffee, the last time I gave it to you here, who show Central Coffee ekodru KJB Jasikan, the Jasikan enclave no untimi enye bibia ye friend Zonto road, very big rasta road, and next akwan no maye from Central Coffee to Jasikan it start Jasikan roundabout, from Jasikan roundabout esa kodu dodo pepesu through KJB Guaman attack room Jinji menusu mempa cement sa mansu junction sa de kodu dodo pepesu enne atara no ho media eba ne minu anu na ho no dodo pepesu enne eye asphalt under the leadership of Dr. Alhaji Bawumia, and then His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo with his entire ministers. Today we have seen massive development on that road. So the road network is what we were talking about.
Western Corridor now.
Eastern Corridor road.
Sorry, Eastern Corridor.
Nana Addo Dankwa Eastern Corridor road. Say dia be friend. Adru so why Eastern Corridor road Nadru almost they were there from the side no? From Have from Have the no munya Have then the contractor is still at the site. Make us send a we omonam kwan so mo agate won me ba Have township is start fully. but agate eba on no contract and in terms of so akọ from waje eba agate inside one no honaka then from yiko golokwate to hohwe and also ekwan nye ehon pena but the contractor so far I've told you 70%. These are the challenges in the hotel region, for instance. Make sure the road network is about 70%. You know, the only challenge I always say from Dambai to Nkwenta South.
Yeah, because Obidia about Peter Ata. I was and I married the messages in the more Facebook. It took off Facebook. Neat 100.9 FM. Neat 100.9 FM. 80 Peter Ata. Or say Jerry Bisano. Or say ask him about the road. Dambai to Nkwenta.
I've just mentioned it.
It's your name, sir.
Yes.
Pasa.
Yes. And then Nkwenta to Pasa. And these are major challenges to us.
Yeah.
As I see, I make us say, Nanado Danko Akufado, and no penny responsibility be out for yes, sir, say a bit maybe. But out of all these things, amidst of all these things, from Chinderi, Burai Junction, Eko Chinderi, and also Ekwana Enye. And then the one that is left, Adumadu Kadiasi and the Frida Rose. And then Lipe, main road from Hawaii to Lipe, part of Lipe, and then Papa. These are the only things I have found. And then the other roads are connected through Ebia, Yanfansi Kuti, Eko Burada, Ekosi Tutima, and also connected to Lipe, and also a short. This where the roads are near you. So yes, I agree with him. Emeka, baby, but amidst all these things, 70% of our road network, the challenge. And another acquire year fears a 10 millions of the child because the Eastern Corridor Road, one of them, a road that say you bet me near to me so that to back and then me cook KJB means 3 hours instead of the normal 10 hours. By your form, Lodukas, a Lodukagosa, a Lodu free, a year Burai. Or have a fat, me we are mature quite Burakwan, or mam free Buraiba, and then Burai from Yi Junction, from Odru, a year Burai Junction. Sadi ko bimbila junction and then another one for akwano who the tomu ba besi ayen Quentanoff it start ayen Quentanoff that's domanko pasa to ayibunache to Nkwenta and a baby ya say a hormone aka it's a band performance with the 0 seats from the MPP. We have performed to the good people of Volta region, Hotel region, and that is why I call on my people to vote for the New Patriotic Party.
Okay, Pity Brim, Eddie Fruity region. Also, in fact, this man will live long. He has said it all. Hotel region has benefited from this Nanado's government, and we promised we are going to give MPs this year, especially the Nkwenta South constituency seat. Wafake in the Upland Station on the Facebook Live, and then when I make a message in the free. Also, God bless President Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo government for doing those roads in the Hotel region. Greetings to lawyer Mike Leron. Okay, Junior. Okay. Send our Canada road networks and a majority
70, yes.
There's 70% they are being by 1 year. Within the region.
Within the region.
Apart from roads, what else?
Agenda 111.
More be
you were 4. You were back
within the region.
Within the region. Chinderi, that
Chinderi.
is in Chumburu. You're one in Chumburu. We have one in Nkwenta North. That's Pasa, just behind the district assembly. Almost 70% to 80% complete. Oma bosu nyina. Me de mane ye kra me nimu so wanya. Me de mane phone ye. I send the pictures. Agenda one picture ka ho. Aside that, the administration blocked the news on my way. Then now you come to KJB. KJB the end the sad story they say they carried a very bad news about KJB. The target President Akufo-Addo, and it was misreportage. However, no CC, it was carried out by Dry News those days. Say, my contract every $1.2 million. Because okay, bad news. So man, it wasn't true. It's not true. And you know, credit. I debunked it and I brought pictures that time. But it was pulled out from the portals. Because near see that crowd relenting. Someone may come and say me I KJB and I just can't be in a chair. By no crowd chain and never lenting.
Agenda 111.
Yes. Just can't be in a chair na on assassin backfilling show. Into my excavate backfilling. Obi or just can be a Miami site in the MC, you know, and nan my infunibi. Echo on from the onset. The word go. Because it's baby Adrubiana. I get updated on every single year of development on here, almost every week. I'm in the region. Then now, it's a KJB, Pasa, Chinderi, and Jessica. And these are the 4 hospitals. Before, yeah, new hospital.
And no, munyan
Yeah, but Oma Rufunina, but just can't get the penna.
How are you sure somebody to marry before December?
Oh, why not? Bibia,
Because
speed that, Oshe, the number, Oshe pictures, na Madame Noah McJerry. I general one year, a year modern facilities are. I was in Kaibea, a baby club beche. A baby a beche. But within this short period, you should understand, say, even though we understand there are challenges with this government has performed. When it comes to performance, yes. The agenda one say anya so magare yeti ani Yesu hospital ho keje bi ebetu kwa agese kwa chafaga yeni hospital in the region hospital where rara government hospital equipment from Kwame Nkrumah time equipment is a week yeni hospital the other one is St. Teresa's that the paper say the enya mission hospital ache a mission is in at model then the other one is St. Joseph ever crashing kwenta apart from these hospitals where do you go be yare crash here. That is why the drone has also worked. It's in the Crouch West. The drone services, no, and
drone the 2 free high be bam.
I will catch it. They are there. Open phone lines. They will attach to it. About a war, flight drone, and the medications. Echo. We may have challenges, but we have performed. These are the performance I'm giving to my regional people. I made the choice. These are the regional data, and this is why we call for the creation of OT region. It is a nananamo and nanana compete the late. Yan papa akpanja the late. Ya papa lawyer adia the late. Ya papa lawyer say ame no hold no akra. O say bonsunumo the JCC they work. Krache hene ananama himfo a ondo mo tuma. O say e bobo so nkonyafo ayifo o na kwa ese per region anado dan kwa kotuma he no. One thing keke owie you say the regional administration blocks now spread across the region. And no do that maya, you know see this is a regional capital. Although status, we still need more things, but all depend on us from the ground too. 80 responsibilities on president, what deliver? Apart from that, assembly plant, because 2020, Oba Damai, Oba Bay campaign, or promise say, Oba assembly plant, back air recycling plant, only Eurasian, and then, and then make us say, and then no more yet driver phone, Omambe Trium Casana, a interview at Damai, and they are friend from they started conducting interview. Now, you free a year agenda 101 now. Meaning, the various a year as account the discovery of the iron ore. It has always been there, but you neglect it. Ghana, then in Kaibe here, a Juma will tell regional. I don't think my brothers there. I be on back for Yamuno, and that's me your man. I'm a betakra. 81, the minerals and Yameda mine, but responsibly. That is how we can mine. Chiefs must play active role, which I agree with Dr. Baumyase. Oba ninyamiya don't near the manner as a sitting president. Obema ahemfo, obe strength because ono kasa eyeye nanano me mampiao. Yes, these are messages here. Now, yes, I can't order things. Look, OT region has benefited a lot. The regional administration blocks and then here health insurance. Bossa, he's from OT region. Orakunto, he's from OT region. So
the regional health insurance.
The regional health insurance directorate. Operations in also OT region. So we have our people. You bet me they want 50-50. But then there could be so. And now they are serving the region in a very good interest. This is what we're talking about. Oh no. Yeah. Okay. So these are few. Going forward, if you want anything up, I'll be ready to answer you.
Right. Political space it is saying because when you have 0 parliamentary seats, or when you have some register Monson within our parliamentary score sheet. It's the same.
Let me quickly do this thing and then let's get it straight. Elections is about performance. Wow, performance. And yeah, Takashi, and yeah, they win elections. Meanwhile, NDC for be so more than a DO to region. If they want to continue that in elections, I beg the IGP to put his footstep down.
The
religious bodies. Election centers. And almost driving, even indigenous people cry are driving them away. To the extent that they have attacked my PC in Chumuru. Almost attack PC, attack constituent secretary, attack me organizer.
Say what my idea.
Say I'm out for be registered. Say then about almost here they were also passing, then they passed by. But how would they get? When we arrested the Togolese, me my head the my police for I was just kind. We arrested some in Quentanov.
Togolese,
yes.
How did you know some of it?
Oh, I'm a card kitamo. It was all on news. Your man used to carry it.
It doesn't mean say.
Baby, we got them and they handed.
Know?
Yes, we knew because when they were coming, say or intelligence on the ground, they were apprehended by national security, and the party put
and then come back register.
On the register.
And the people facilitate more man as a how.
Sure, but because it's an investigation, because what I was made to understand is that the NDC aided them to come. On that note. Until there's one person, yeah, we can call this in. But we handed over to police because the person can get the behavior and can only to go for the back say a boom, ama on their answer. But we didn't do that. So why? And then the mama can't deny a G2 mono, a Yajumana. So please, they should turn down. Now,
one more driving on Crawford.
Away. And then not only driving, to the sense are resorting to fight. Scratching where you in Chumra, all the pictures are here. Are resorting to fight. To the sense, a woman organized a corner where EMP woman organized a corner blocking the car. So imagine so blocking the mark or cushion the car. Come on, Kuno. Why? Yes.
Limited registration exercise, you know, a course saying.
I don't know some catch.
Yes, generally a course.
Oh, it was okay. My boss and I be eba hon, many rounds. It was okay. Yentimin Kasi in elections, of course, we better 1 or 2 complaints. But however, the EC in Kasana, may think say with time now. I however believe say my boss and I be initiating some actions because there are certain things and there is up to their level to at least initiate. Although I'm the regional organizer, he was there with me. And see EC in Kasana on war area and I was here the corner. We are also interested in this very election. We are the most interested party in the elections because of Ajuma Bayaye. Until we are more interested than any other party. This is what I believe in.
Challenge me your home.
Yes. My challenge you. I believe say there are causes for that. Until we are challenging the I think say, but you identify and nema yes said better as a party. I be a party. My experience as a regional organizer. I think that one there me executives now, me officers, me senior officers now handle. My national boss will handle that.
Vote transfer, no so on.
Voting transfer now, no so much centers. You saw what is happening all around. Omokita ayi matches name ma. Omokita Kotiba nam police omo driveway be no away. Today, for instance, Biakoye had a complaint from Biakoye. And then we do a cry and me complain about Biakoye. And it's not the best.
Tell me and
voter transfer. You're starting more pap also.
No more pap now. Some more pap now also and the very first.
Yes.
It's also challenge.
Transfer no.
Yeah, transfer now.
Transfer the challenge now me one me say in Crawford no. Because of course obi won cry.
Say be na mo passing Crawford no. It's just physically no so person one prevent.
Majari pacho efa no.
I'm on cry.
O efa no to aba.
Me jabbing.
O to aba o jabbing. Say do some pacho o ko jabbing o se pa mo. It's a simple logic. They know you. Identify your house. Unlike the Togolese have just made themselves say, "Omi ye Togolese, on to me can't say me feel with him." What has ye? Uhun na nimu ne kasa nyina we Togolese okita Togo ID card. Then obewa ha oso bi na naba and yes okay. And yes adia ye momo o de onfam go police station. E kwa mfa so ba no money police for nya de ban. En konka because it's against the state. Enye me ade. But however, say oh sorry na say indigenous people na ba now drive one my way. What do you want to tell us? Is it part of the CI? No. So if you have a challenge, because even at the transfer center, there is no idea because no more features can or TKJB also register KJB. I'm not endorsing COB or a non-citizen and non-resident. Sorry. Or man acquaint no what must say if you're transfer to the place. I'm not endorsing that. No. But so indigenous person here. We know ourselves. But you have taken a standard. Office will be an Cassia crash here. That means Asunjana Penema. So please, religious bodies or my civil society, no one a woman. I think they should highlight that because we've been very fair to the NDC in the Ote region. See at Chitogonia, Medina Copan police for would have ordered boys to give them a hell out of their beat, their bottom, so that next time they won't come back. But we must say Emra and Chelsea which for the cry. Channel. It's me say police for ye dear money and you don't come police for. So they should emulate same character and let's move forward.
Yani Oti regional organizer dema MPP. Ideni ye Felix Nanaya Wade. Oneni yene no aiding common. Said the medical advertising and so on. Menini we are mene aya Dr. Carl McAhen or ye deputy director in charge of international relations said the NDC or no so. ebeba yan hwe say kwan ben so some yete say constituencies more campaign team. Region is more the regional campaign team. Saying I'm your monoma efa. As far as into Abono is concerned, you're campaign.
Yes, this time you're campaign. For instance, Messi meet me call Zongo areas. OBI divide as a regional organizer, even cross our qua, Mesa Kusiwasi. No matter say Jumana Ayen.
Role Ben will play within the region. As far as I say campaign committees, both the constituency, the regional level, you being the organizer.
In fact, we've zoned the region into 3. And as a regional organizer, depend on my chairman. Everywhere in the region I go, my role is to organize, canvass for votes, speak about the good works of this very government and achievements. No matter say party in strength and maybe the strength here weak, For instance, a place like in Chumru, where the NDC themselves knows that this is an easy seat. If we work harder as a party, we will take it, because for the last performance, we had an independent candidate who took about 4,000 plus votes, and the difference between the PC, the PC of the MPP, and then the MP, the incumbent MP from the NDC, was about 1,080. So if an MPP independent person echo no 4,000 plus, it tells you in Chumru.
Say
and then I wasn't the organizer, but however I've entered. It will show a place like that. When I realized,
now, have you able to figure out what me are finding out the entire Ecobanesa, because that thing must be resolved.
It's resolved. No, it's resolved. The man is there campaigning himself. He's called Dr. Inusa. Dr. Inusa, the pictures now they're sending. He's back to the party, full-time party man, working on the ground to make sure say you're winning and success. Until he's there. A health. General health screening. Yes, because I've noticed these are the strategies I'll be using in my areas. So and yes, maybe I'm a strategy but I'm just telling you, say we are more than prepared in the region where we see our shortfalls. We shall work towards that and make sure it comes to our advantage.
And the constituency is many target.
And then the majority. No soldier goes to the war for them tell you this is my target. So that one I'll reserve it to myself. I know we are winning.
But more constituencies we are moving.
Sure, why not? Yes, why not?
They don't say because I say 7.
A year 8.
I say we have
official 8 and then 9 plus 1. And I'm going to say Guan.
Guan.
The Guan area. To me,
Guan might represent over year.
Yes. Yeah, represent you.
More candidates.
Honorable Osibo Michael. Honorable Osibo Michael. Yes.
Honor representative.
Michael, they represent here. Very vibrant.
And I just say, my whole year.
Yeah, boy, I'm here. All the areas you go to, we are more than prepared. Okon Quentanov, Ben Ado, Oko Eyenchu Muru, your James Mamudu, Oba Akan, a very vibrant lawyer. It's called Lawyer Tassa. Oba Michael Jato, Karachi East. Honorable Michael Jato. Then you come to Buim. Oba Buima, Dr. Frank Rinchi. We are very young, dynamic group constituencies. Yes.
This time around, and the Amaya was from Mutimi Nyabichere at the show, I bet me translate into votes.
Ayadia, or many Bia Faso. Even the worst enemy to the MPP or driver Faso. So Ayadia will be like
visible.
Visible. Like I've told you, the roads are visible. It is not a road that these are roads you can see. The agenda one, these are projects you can see. I've just sent them to you on your phone. These are things that are visible. One, oti a baby a queer. A queer no buy ban. Network, the road network was one of the challenges. That's why I insisted say road has killed the region for us. The only thing is near making sure na adada bi ankokwaso ne oye no na ado dankwa akufo ado ene ba omia on the constructed that road, the Eastern Corridor Road that passes through KJB.
Okay, I need 100.9 go see your share and normal cause to region. I wonder one village, one
district,
one
factory. Your bako adokwanta.
And what are you doing?
In the cassava starch factory. Figo for name energy. ɛna baako nso ɔsiare deɛ na deɛ yɛ nkwanta south ɔma na ɛkɔ siare kwan so a ɛwɔ hɔ nom but I haven't been there of late intend them to be who say operation but this one that my kwan there every time bi ano when I'm so crash.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Enti money and this was a hono a stronghold for NDC. Being the organizer, meaning say a lot of groundwork near the end no. Meaning say I'm structure net here, but meaning say I am activity from war office. You the organizer. Mo constituency executive. Saying I'm opposition anymore because you are working within the stronghold of more opposition. How are you positioning yourself in the various constituencies in the region?
We have our structures. We have constituency campaign team. Any original, like you rightly mentioned.
And one more so effective and efficient.
Very.
Main concept of our strategy is to be out.
Very.
So dynamics in it to say. And your old modus operandi now says they say normal person.
There are new. Because all the communicators, as my example, Oshe Obi to say just kind of boom organizer, yeah, he doubles as a communicator. Because why? There are things you can see visible and talk about. So these are things party for not taking stance. And nemana adodan kwa any bomb and in the baby wonderu. And these are things I'm pointing to you that agenda one. The regional administration that has been spread. Unlike the time the NDC deserted the Volta region, the Volta North, they deserted us. And that is a matter of fact.
NDC and yeah, baby, mama.
Deserted. Oman deserted. Kwenya Professor Mills. Car say Omonia Eastern Corridor Road. They didn't construct it. And Quenta South, a year boarding school, like boarding house, no, a year dormitory. I was your Simamo, a young Quenta SHS. Professor Mills started on Jaye. The Penny Mahama bet transfer. They left it. It was the Nado that Kokufadu. And the on record, call them. The MP is an NDC MP. Call them. I just tell you these things. Say me kasa. I want it done. Say even organic conversation. I won't come here and then throw dust. So these are the good works of the MPP. And then me trust say now you go to Ho is more fitted as the regional capital. Obiso who traffic light that Ho and that traffic light that Ho. From Soko Deko. I roam across. So when I talk on evidence base. As a regional organizer. So I know things will change. Anytime I smoke for so, anytime I become and you ma abana ye. Say abana ye see. No vinyo no pobere. Miada shele any sound. Never fear miada kona MVP. Because a more away. Never agenda one ajedo. Obayare. Oya den obayare nipa. We need hospitals, good health facilities. Ye we are enum MPP, enum NDC. Economic wise, omo ye jumani ye local content. We pick local content, not foreign nationals. You will find out that the local contents are more than the foreign and this is why make us economically Sikaibo Kotokum it's what me manage for 1 year. Now we're almost in more than 2 years. It's what me manage no sevuga kra. You can establish yourself. And yes, we say see but amidst these challenges, if government is still performing, our road networks, every part of every Ghana, you test a road. Every part of better surgeon now one. Although make us in the man and you the weapon, you know. And this is not comparatively an analysis side we can't do that work for them. Yes.
Secondary schools do send a
OT region.
Yeah.
I can't remember all, but at least we have a lot of yes. Every day.
Well, with the win your number, no problem. But the me person me want to say, you share a senior high school expansion project. I also and the teacher plan will share the free SHS policy.
Okay.
My ben you buy a more
yes.
At the pressure better also.
Okay.
Say expansion projects in the Biakoso.
Yes. Remember, we have TVET. We have one in Chinderi. What else here? Your Bakon Ewo Chinderi. That's the Nchumuru constituency. Chinderi district. We also have one. And then Omonyan Chinderi the Endomawi. Near what done by the TVET no. Almost completion. And also, so we have two. When it comes to other facilities now, and then the baby or my account, just like I've told you about the Quenta SHS, their dormitory, just like Brionia Secondary School, Truboma Secondary School, on dormitory, any baby here. There are other ones which I can table out to you, many in the region.
In the region?
Yes. And this will be with tutorial pictures. Yeah. No, that's what. It's near my pictures, bro. I see when I am. This is how I perform.
Security situation. That's the same. But when there is a challenge, and of course, one quantas out.
Yeah.
As a party, because politically, polarize the system.
Okay.
Saying I'm handle.
I think say Nigeria away idea who here ye pa because in Quenta situation high. In fact, I was there the first day night you two and Miami Samba ho. Ebe meeting regional police commander no. Had a conversation with him and told him he should beef up the security there. I started me place a call to my the former regional minister, Joshua Makubu. And on it, Papa Nakasaye. And everybody in Quenta knows. I'm penny form one roller me play here during Mra Sayi Emuya Dia
Incident
and I've always advocated say for the facts here in we are all Ghanaians. We should be killing ourselves. It's in Quenta situation here, they are pulling in Quenta back. Because Ocean Quenta developments are cost one Quenta doing Quenta very lovely. The landscape, Ocean will be a wouldn't be a perfect for Anna Matimide and Simon getting a bit media. And at least there's a headway. And the new minister has also picking it up on a partisan share. I think say within some few.
I solved because there be no my fashion approach here near to say you come across for you pray prank for innocent people near boom to come. A basic I solved because there's someone I'm in charge of.
Oh, say and Quentas may be more call. Occasion in charge as in
when I'm in charge in terms of governance.
In terms of governance, yes. Yeah. Then Quenta situation in charge of governance, since some people were arrested, they were put before court. And however, and also no, a factions are all started fear and we swap you actually. All started fear and we have fear actually. So if you don't handle with care, individual responsibility or be a picky, but government side, why not? If you call the minister, you'll be able to brief you more. They've been able to put up things. But as a regional organizer, in my opinion and my partner, I visited the area and did my part from the angle and coordinated that with the regional minister together with the interior minister, the former interior minister. Yes.
Okay. It is so far. I bro kakra.
Kakra. Ni epesi hu ne se ye mpesi be hu bia because in Quenta market ne kwankra no sika betimi dia ma ban ebe develop o man no ene ahwe ni nyina because of situation I buy no nkofo atu afi kuro mu hono ama ho da ne ghost town. And I believe say such areas no was here hwe na security situation ye beef up ye ka say bia government nkwa ntimi nya enti ameso me ho gi mu obi biara asede nse ye be pre asomdwe edi kan asomdwe ni ho a o ya amanyo nsem a enyi enti empa asomdwe first asomdwe ne ba amanyo nsem betimi atwa so.
Okay, na no ache ne nso no ye hwe ye mo flambra wa ba ho.
Yes, na me Dr. Baomi aba.
Ba ho. Okay.
Yes enti
oba wona what to say
oba ho ye you could feel
the atmosphere. The amount for a receiver within the region. Yes. What called the strongholds? They say they are on more part of stronghold.
Yes.
It's a Oti region, a stronghold of the opposition. It is saying
Oti region. Dr. Baumia will be a war that my ebedi who are dance here. Say Oba first, you be take legis. And the town who cross a bia. Obi eba. But Obi drew ya o see town. Obi o that my bia saw what happened. A month for a puffy. A month for a puffy zungo. Naturally, omushana kwanano. A videos egu hono. Enti, this is how we welcome Dr. Baumia. One, osamiti yena, aye the message no krana, ye pesi yenya. First message. Oshi asofo, ose eye sukua, eye mission school sa, abebu oman. Ene, ebi eye yino. Oba be kambum, so that you bet many skill training from those schools. Magjari, your vocational skills in our GSS time. Your life skills, your technical drawing, your technical skills. All these skills work and oko schools no onya. That thing because of Mampinda da Rollins no na the early 90s and that does this a carpentry before we Jesus Christ no the way I saying kunya yetimi ye enema 1-2-1-2 but enne sanima nyina to see and no crack on na bibi man adi yanya. So going forward we need technical education. We need to ensure see the minerals we have. We need our own doctors. We need our own engineers. Your engineers and can so say China for minerals go so. We could do this thing and then empower them. However, to talk about that one, and Nimun Miss Mananti, I promise you, Tifon, Timikonia, 30 scholarships. Me, I'm a bomb, them, I say, Monko, so that the iron ore now in the next 10 years we can groom our own engineers, get our own doctors in our own area so they can manage. Just like I'm telling you, say, and then National Health Insurance man he's from Hotel Region of Katanga. The operations one is from Akan constituency.
Okay.
So
my finding out where you to say said they are working. Yes. When you iron ore.
Nickel or jamlome. We have nickel.
Okay.
There was ceramic clay. Okay, the team. There are many prospects in the region.
It's more indigenous, no.
Yeah.
We said there should be a program.
Plan.
If not,
A plan.
a plan about benefit more indigenous.
That is right. That's what
I
I
don't
mean.
know, but my mentor
And then me advocate, say we need it about at least 5 years, 10 years plan. Mineral sanyankopon dia dua no. Enye 10 years ebit me do wie. This is just the exploration level. It is say yetimi start to say you will nickel ye here expect our betimi ko suku a ye be man from our own community. We shouldn't leave the communities out. Communities are here discover anima no. We should make sure say na money opinion leaders now will stand on their ground say omo ba ye be yen hihia e be benefit eye community no. Enye nsuo keke. E wo se yetimi ho say adno mutu no say yetimi de obi ko suku in the next 10 years ye nipa 3 pe ko suku they can transform those minerals. Yeah, and crop farm Baba 7. When they are serving us, there's no way so only they will be. The Cobenya also about area boy. And these are the benefits. The community that plan our cano have started engaging some chiefs. I mean, no more not only chiefs, opinion leaders, people who can also advocate for this things because we need to have a proper education on this thing. Now, I'm quite to say people will come and take over. Now, it's a security threat. We need a plan with the chiefs, the whole community say, okay, I deal with Nyakwaya. Yes, when you're in Pamemians, you're fun into Sukumu, no Kosuku, no bar, Wakokusia engineering, Wakokusia doctor. You know, say, and now you're doing Bebrina is as a result of these chemicals, I'm using the whole gold. No, acquire the first galamsey for be the first because they are not doing responsible mining. No, chemical be a bit marker, you know, they go and then just get it from the market. But when you are doing a responsible mining, I believe since there will be measures so there are a lot of things as a regional organizer and many for communicating and I'm not doing it alone. Community works are in your connector. Yeah, say Oti region must see better in the coming days.
Okay, more region. We did say more tiepa na maybe a homanu tuma na most of my friend because more a catchment area. I'm off what is going on. My main call Facebook na mention messages in Libya by Yene the regional organizer the ma Uti region in the name of MPP and Yene Kasandina the Felix Nanayao and the on Yeneno AD and Komono. Na ufa we yam. Bless nya kose or share your life. SK from Pon Brako say, but who is this man fighting with in the studio? Anado over me. Why? Is he talking so hard? Hey, defending MPP nowadays, dear, and yeah, so. So I'm listening to you live from Valley View University, Oyibi Accra. The man there is speaking the truth, but he should remember the road from Chindere to Enyinamai. And also, it's in the Bar State.
Yeah.
So he should ask the president to do something about it because the market there also generates income for the government. I'm saying, Basa being a CEO, no, affect the economic activities.
Yes.
Within the region. What's the region more or less? Some more markets I can see at least.
Oshe Nkwenta market ekesi, Botu Ase market ekesi. Oshe Dambaya on market kesi. Oshe Krachia or market kesi. Basa Domanko. So ene Nkwenta nkasa. Enti your market akesi original ma. Eti mi bua yakasi yenka hweswa ebua pa economically nkasi ka ebenya wo hono no ebetime bua region no. Now so esanti basa menti me ho ase. Nkwenta dey one of the biggest market. Nkwenta account pa. Nkwenta di no Monday, Sunday no more. Kabetisie uduka nti Nkwenta saf na your Kabeti. Kabeti is one of the biggest market too. Fishing community. Just like Abotu Ase, Domanko and then the other areas. Na side that no menu aduane efi e background bayre ene gari ene mono. Papa nyina fi ormo no. Ene moreover also no obenya kunkunti papa if you region. Ye nua dumelo okoye ginger factory me bomb price nya me maniska. Na on sentwa so because adno ye ne nke bebua. in Nemasano, we can go for it because
a ginger processing factory.
Yes, I am playing for. This is what we are after. A dear bit mama ya juma beer in the area, no, we are cool in hotel region, and the ginger from KJB in the ginger. Buy a bunch here, a ball home fine. So we have a lot of things, and the banners are here right from Nkonya to Cratch it. Domabe to Crano, Bab Butchers in Suano. And they say, dress is a crown, say, you'll be a person, a famine with my famine or what? Only here problem. Because in soon Cassiano, Lickena, at the Hornum Cacaca. Me, I don't my ben, Opebia, Yabenia beyond my ben Swama. Yes, I don't. Me fi Domaben in the Cratchy is an KJB. I was born bred in KJB in Tiacano, the factor on.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, generally, more party MPP performers to say at the moment. When we are regional executive in the BBC South.
Yes.
Mona more carry the information to the ground.
Yes.
Mona more call from the more disseminate information. Generally, Sena and Mama at the moment.
Ghana for be bredy when yaw. See and there will bo our form. Because one, a Juma by na yeno. A bay Juma, I was here born the because every sector, just like I've mentioned to you, even in Greater Accra, you also been trying to mention, although I'm not from Accra, I'll be able to tell around at least 5. Say, if you are projects you Accra, not even much, match was here 5. Into at least these are things people are looking at. Into what to say, Victor, pictures one more, videos were none do we are not say now then communicators in anyway. And more on the road. In a few days here by I've seen so many changes. But we see communicators, no, Obia Yena from there. We also have the performance tracker. We call a portal, so but new beer that me so. So a place like hotel region like this, me bomb pie say me so bet me at Ovana, a bit me reach out to people in the other areas. You be cocoa shoes anime that's wrong because a idea why obi ohwa on too quite.
It's one is a one banner performer,
but communication and neck form.
Now the general perception, which day you boom. Bush a year normal bo Adriana mo he say the Adriana mo de man a Gary by you no many idea and Riana bo a cosoro no many idea within the region and common causing.
Marjorie, I believe say question be say when here pa now so far so good. A woman say I want baba Ghana for do not tiasia me kase do na enye nyina do not tiasia say hardship na buy no. As a result of a global challenge, which I didn't mention, because but wouldn't come on abano, maybe you swatch now. Meanwhile, Oko Nigeria and ne fuel is on Nigeria. Do they even have access to fuel? Economically, no. So where do we get this hardship from? How is Ghana getting their fuel? Running 24/7. Our fuel pump be able to buy fuel at all. Ghanaians understood say was a country and run it. Saying Kasamri and fuel into Kasamri would have been worse. And other countries have seen worse things than this country. I'm not saying see perform. We could have done better than that though. But in all, this government was able to manage. The restoration of the teachers and training allowances. Do we even ask how we're able to mobilize money to it? People understand that. Ghana for anyone kasa almost say, oh, that is it. Because it was cancelled under the former administration, which was very clear to every Ghanaian. Or more was some allowance kakra to bottom. You cancel yeah. Teacher training allowance, you cancel yeah. And now do rank for don't about me. On restore back. The even Mamenka been show. The you are talking about challenges a man for facing the hardship. So I'm bringing down to our level. Say even the NAPCO cry yes or challenge. I'm not saying we have performed better.
Mm-hmm.
We would have done better though. But NAPCO at that moment there was the need for government to initiate action to absorb the unemployed graduates in the system 2016. 2017 about 2 years. We absorbed 7 of them. Although there are challenges, but yet me because they would have hit the street. That would have sparked criminality on the street. Because Obiako University we are all be sending me 20 cities and Sanenka what they are caught now that for wedding and say it's a big shame man. So what my school sa could do uni then can say. So when we talk about situational issues you say Sanemai Abua aye. So we agree there are challenges, but then the global phenomenon also you cannot do away with that. And then let's talk about the free SHA policy. That governance consumes it should be free for all, so that it won't be limited to certain category of people. Say because with all due respect, like the foreign those days, there were only the Northern Scholarship, the Cocoa Ball Scholarship, and then some individual scholarships. But now it's a free for all. Go to school and go and learn. Out of this, we have seen that no, we are producing more people, but the PhDs are many in the system. Why don't we produce our engineers? That's why we introduced the TVET, and one of the brilliant ideas so far, make us say abaya ya. A bit my boy mine. The TVET, yes.
TV school, some mobile.
You will be with you.
Mom, you know.
A bay entity, we tell you about entity. I want a force may be a man entity. Apart from that, the famous use that. So there are many things, but Nyama young feeling the morning say many people are being enrolled, like the youth employment, who SHS, the use that came. People are benefiting from it. When you go to a region like this for social project, local indigenous people. So we agree, yes, there are challenges, but however, government has performed. And people understand this.
Government has performed.
And people understand this. But we need to do more.
Okay. And we share a year ahead of 2024 election, see, we shall say the Nipa Eka or flag bearer or Bambo region, Uguso or Bontua, Yakase or Washanta region. Some mobile share a true signals be because more the greatest opposition, John Dramani Mahama in the NDC. Actually, say, in fact, Momo Babe so many mono, what at your mind up.
I had the idea so that I can answer straight. And what the Chichiman made a man speak.
Okay, economically, you fail.
Economically, I'm first can't confirm. I'm confirm here. So is he talking about that? Yeah, this he can't confirm now. Apart from that, Jida said that to the northern people, who happens to be his main people. Where is this? With all due respect, I'm just asking. So if you are talking about economic relevance, we must ask certain questions. Today, because some matters are before court, I wouldn't like to be held for responsible for contempt. But however, we have seen the ambulance case in court. I am not going to blame anybody. It is the court that will determine. But however, we know there's a case. Are we talking about the bus branding? Is that a priority to Ghanaians? Is that a priority to choose over cancellation of teachers' training allowances? Is it a priority to choose over the cancellation of necessary training allowances? Is it that priority to choose so be choose and not cancel the Eastern Corridor Road? No. So we have priorities, and that is what government and Adodanko and Baumia are doing. So except there's something you want me to know that I don't know, we can do comparative. Yeah, sure, I'm open.
And what's say economically?
We have done better than them. I don't know how they term economy. The economy you are talking about, I've just mentioned the local contents who are into construction. The local contents, you go to the Pokwasi area, there are local contents. Oko Oti region, maybe I'm a catch on now. I start to make my bonipa by 5D from the CNO telephone number. They work at that on one side. I need 5. I'm just giving you some samples. Say a so economical. When you say economy, what is it? It is described as what? The distribution is everywhere. You find distribution in this government. The distribution is that every part of region, every region, we are RTC construction, and the local indigenous people who are working are being paid. Except the global phenomenon, high prices are costing. You know, and net Turkey in Kasa also the Turkey, they are shifting to Dubai. Companies will for do up to Dubai. Me work inter or be person be or Ghana Hanum. Our Turkey government. Say and West.
The fight against corruption.
It is a responsibility for all. Because of Manjari, yet the corruption, the politics are. I tell you, Ghana will never move forward, and the youth will continue suffering. Yes, I agree with that. Obi biara, obi woman.
I'm more position. I'm there, pa.
What say?
More position. I'm there.
No. Say yes, of course. Say Obi Sam say corruption. Corruption we've been corruption. Maybe I mean I've just mentioned to you the ambulance cases at the court. There are other cases that may be at the court. I don't know which one you want to know. Which of the part of the corruption you want to know?
The fight against corruption in general.
So which one you want? In general, we have done better. You cannot say you have done entirely well. No. If you have done entirely well, corruption is very high. That is what I'm telling you. The roads in Karachi, you wouldn't have seen the road in Karachi because Karachi would have been described as a remote area. Are you telling me there were no contracts that were awarded in the region that in the past that were not constructed? What happened? So these are things we are talking about. It is a corruption checker. Let us check the activities. You must give me data because if you be all kind of sabro from me auntie, if you be a person chairman, say you should be able to be
international radar now. For the past 3 years, maybe I done it. That cost from up.
International radar.
By Transparency International.
Transparency.
And they are the institutional.
Yes. And if you just okay, be hormone. If you are not okay, hormone. Until okay, be because all I know, the radar you are talking about, they could identify their radar. But in my perspective. In my opinion, as a regional organizer, I don't deal with those ones yet. What I do most, let's say, just like I've seen, say, Massa, why we, and again, they want to see vis-a-vis commitments and then loyalty to the country. And however, if you have issues with that, we can go forward.
Okay. Moko from Namoko campaign, is another challenging to executives say some campaign to Mamodi Juma. Say, the people will be complaining, the people will be telling you so. Maybe expectations are not more free by no one, if you're woman, and for that matter, no. One bill margins almost maintaining a year NDC, MPP, sorry.
Obiana anyhow. But in general, I believe say there are policies government has put in place. Atimia kebo ebi a youth employment. Employment is one of the bases. A man for better no down. And so when to me and some and so at least yes, some of the complaints may come. But however, a minority people be now. It's me because from my perspective, unlike the beginning they're not high, but when they begin to spread out achievements of government and etc. Will say and everybody can attest to this. I'm speaking from the street. I'm not just talking as a politician. I'm speaking from what I hear from people. Yes, the complaints, yes, counts, but and yet too much, just like this thing. And the complaint now is that because you might buy more, and that is why all the corruption and business here. In fact, wait to my say we are ebi na hode me hu suku akono enye ho me no akọ. Nti na me kono se Ghana nyuma ye divert sika no. Different thing. These
because President Mahama said, who said, "Abemo, amanphobia for kwati kwan so your main sika."
Your main sika.
And into Obaba president. Obeje say sika and amount.
Okay. Into or honey jifa ativo ekwa brande bass no ye.
Some refund this can.
O me dey. O me refund. So if obi this sika refund keke. Anyhow, let's be very serious here. Amabru here adwuma here. Who is Kakoe Brass Brandon? Oswald refund. I didn't read about that though. Now, Saturday no swear. Omar refund. Jida the no swear. Omar refund. You see, Majari, when we're talking about corruption rate, we want to answer straight because Papa no you alleges must come with a clear hand. What that's here? If it is a beer obi front yeah, I will say this thing. You were my maha and odi dum so gugu njuma. You were my maha ye nya petrol nto. Ye ko filling station na ye ko salai. Ye ko salai. Na ye tralai mu onya be police ni officer mu akwabra no yi ni shirt. O year to one person be hu so officer. Were you not here? What do you experience? Shortages of fuel everywhere. Now you can access fuel. I'm not saying we have done better. We could have done more better. But at least see ebe wo ni ehunu ukita sika no pe light ato no nya light ato na fuel ato no nya fuel ento engudum o generator mu necessary dum so akun die en ye factor na bo ne kra ebia ebebua.
Okay, mama Matthew for no wey come out. Can I make out say your name and you're the OT regional organizer of the NPP. Felix Nanayo Adini Yaneno Ede Enkomono. Na menini we are Dr. Makal Ahen, Deputy Director in charge of International Relations, the man NDC. Onoso Atanas, Onoso Yanen Betanase. Eti Mama Yapeke, some few calls, then you speak to OT regional organizer as Yede Yankomone by the latter part. 03022435540 03022435540 number Jumano. Beba to me wajo?
Yeah, oh, my Jerry.
Yes, I eat you.
Oh, if I do it in here, okay. The media fat lecture, Bubaka, and over Sian in Japan, get Zoom Lion, or director, no, Mechian baby over here. My Jerry, Yaminu Penny Minian or Tihono, or Casapa ye, because the Ushe NDC, a memo on the Bui, now Ushe MPP, a memoir airport Padia. Now, who say defense and Gasa, a womb papa. Me, Emma, name one, a bank, a Syria, Udisicato Banga, not so pursue we be our own go bango. Make them one because we call bank will be Emra. Now, the way we do and hold my way, hold a maybe San HH, Muse, or they say, bank Usika and the banker, or no, we 2 years to mobile phones, not the OPB and ODI was. Meanwhile, the Castle NDC was not company, I mean, Jumano. Here, Pesica. 20 million credits a start check different Makuma 5. Me and doing you more than 500 cities. Nane Obia Bano, yes, Anima, we are no Mujana, men, we are the infant and a copom. Me say, or Mama, only a better Banama about Mia baby.
Meda say my me fa di ho. Me ba cho majo eh. Yes sir, majo.
Good evening, sir.
Yes sir, peda on so mpacho yanko.
Medendi ya me prefer labadi.
Yanko.
Bisa ni say NDC time na dollar rate yes and secondly so na petrol gallon yes Peso bisa na mame. Na say NDC economy ni MPP economy ni hine and tomatoes ba go yes That's it.
Yo, meda say troto. Okay, my next one na ben fano ewa ha. Me ba cho me majo. Yes sir.
Unya be ma ba ko pe magje. Wa unya be me ni amoni fita me fe samanke.
Be down this so.
Kasi di be queen. AK Putuswa. Next MP for soon. Minia no wa kasa papa. Na ni okasa sisi ya. Me so pese me bisa na say. Emra ye we kufu fisu no. Dollar no net sen na NDC ba no mo di kodu sen. Mestre also ntreye. Ghana mum yen kan kware. Edu e bia e se di politics to nchen. The whole world baby aye dey o. Yemi yen nku adwuma ho. Ade bi nya ye beka. But edu e bia e se di politics to nchen. Mum yen hwese na papa na na kufu abu o man. Dey no person ye bi. Na be ka se petrol board say. Ye we kufu office na petrol board say. And then this brand say kodu say. Menia cheche ni mpa no ntiase. No mu say NDC. They will never come back again with that.
Meda say ano there. Mami di odi ho last but one majo.
Madam, I'm say.
Ami ajo.
Wanting a class entry.
Yetio.
Yeah, many are no one casa baby. Now, in front now on the back of the chamati. Movement, you know, about the Ghana. Near the name of tree. Now, what's the meaning of some walker? Now, it is MPP, you must pay for all. Oh, Casa da Gida. Eya krono someone ade na mubamba na ba so 8 good years na mukui ana mujimenti wo muntu mu no so ya dey campaign say e ba ye be NDC for good because one more krono Juda ni sada but eya krono ade na kamuba muntu wo muntu ade NDC for ba be ye no Ghana and say winning ade aka o ma e sympathy o mo pe sympathy vote e je say o mo na ma ye o mo kotokoto la say Ghana for mo money here to be of the Juma Bama and according to Juma ye. What to me cost to Mamma Trophy? At the end, the FPP and the NBC would do on the bar, Mahamo. On the bar, I'm going to Martin, Alpha Panto, you are the neighbor, not on the Joe man, because on my way that you have NBC MPP.
Okay.
What can you say? Okay, I can't send the day as I am now.
May I say, may for last one. May I show me Majo? Majo. Yes, sir, you too.
Rush hour was doing something.
Okay.
Everyone was Casapa. Aka communicators initial no sa no mko no aka by this time no and this ko no mo heading o mutumi kasa but what is communicators no when no respond low but this time I'm saying ba after the me person me kanu bibi na ela me tepe to meet the cocaine and PT immigration Africa eco UK eco tini wo Katamanto amu egwan achi ya no oba ye manu sika se on ma nkofo no $90 million onu su e de akopot ya jele nu se sa owa broche anti NDC amu track record bi amata enye papa se Ghanaians mu ko botuma NDC pa mu ka akomudum akomubendimu mo
Meda say ano dia with the abba. Okay, Felix.
Jerry, I believe say corruption semi crime. I'll leave that because one, I've told you say things we have seen. You only do one dance here. If they can tell me under NDCC ABA corruption ain't funny. And then my brother, just start to begin with. May begin with Papa na oka say prices of fuel. No, good to be able say what was the prices when Kufuor left his office, President Kufuor Efini administration, Ofi office. Now, what was the dollar rate when Mahama became the president? What was the dollar rate? Can we compare? Was yesterday like that? We understand. Under Mahama, Ebola, crano, or the cancel, teacher training allowances. Ebola, or the cancel nursing training allowances. Ebola, what me the echo bars, ya pesika, and that's over Ghana, or a pensio, and their cock kuje, kute, near se for no, and that could be a year quite only pay. What is kind of acquire browse branding, whether they refine it or not. We have things we can talk. If they can point out, say there was this corruption, then they are bringing now. Fine, the people are just here. They will reserve. They say corruption. That's why I describe as corruption. So if they can give me one, I'll be very glad with that. However, nebu am mindful.
Yeah.
Yet relieve under this government.
Yeah.
And me the buy no. Say perfect one the Eastern Corridor road and then driver for if you don't man I met it and then I say for masters a few more. Come memory to work by Veno. These are the benefits. Yes, I for rara or become a cook JB. No matter for rara ton and some of before I with the shocks. These are the things we are talking about. Now the local contents are Juma, Yafu and Juman Ma, or me in more. And one me perceive a community in Kabit me at Chaso, near to me scholarships. Out of this government, between my scholarship 30, in the region, I mean, say MPP and I say NDC. You start, meet me aiding from Ombeji, you starter. On field region ma, Bebre NDC ni MPP. I just don't do it's a regional project I'm carrying on as a regional organizer. And see, there are things the next time I believe when I come, we'll talk about it more.
Me say Felix Nanayode, Oti regional organizer. Hello, Felix. That's it.
That's me. That's it.
You two regional.
Now, international relations officer. Opposition by order. But on the kind of attention, I control. I say sabre because we are not. I have no tea.
Doctor Magaye,
Doctor, I have no tea. David, Doctor, would I intro? Doctor, would I say? As I'm a co. No, talk about the development and then come to the corruption level, doctor. You are a nice man, though. But
most expensive hole in the world.
Which one? Which is more than the Jida, the Sada, the ambulance saga? Which one? The cathedral. Oh, is that the only one? Is that the work for Kanya capacity? The work for Kanya, the cathedral.
Oh, capacity interchange, the man can. And NDC project.
Was it there?
Get your records.
Was it there? So why did you left it?
Yes.
Why did you left it?
Governance is not.
I want us to
event.
Doctor,
Let
me just tell you. This one.
Okay. Daniel,
when you go to
okay. All right. Higher needs 100.9. It is that American, you know. The deputy director. Deputy Director, International Relations of the NDC, Dr. Makai. That's all. I don't know. Everybody didn't come. Okay. Everybody say
100.9. 100.9. Neat.
Ya no me bibrime. Ye nya kofa tu yeso. Etu esi be mabo. Okunkunim kofa ejina ne so. Akwara padi kokwe hu ededa mana ekire no. Yeah. Ne. Adeshiambra kroma dansi di fo mehwe kasemu kira awawade esumu apai mo hire nya kwa pie awawasem nie we die bi si pen Neat FM ya mamwa kwaba
Dr. Makai. Maza, Ogogoche, they say, mo mi hu ma chepa na ne ma twoma ba torchlight fi
and correct
I want to say I know about microphone here. That's saying
nyame adom bibia boko unim say ye dwuma ya keka esie ye party for one man on it na I say akwantu
no doso ete say o ha ma no fo no wo mo hu o party ne se say
bibia edana kwem pepepe
eye NDC
bibia dana kwem. So far, no, I'm saying you were about 77 chapters globally, and I feel you to me a more.
Page on this.
You to me be more chapters. I can't. I'm saying February, no money na I'm Europe. Me call France, me call Italy, me call Germany, and I'm saying call Spain. You go so ye Juma. And you know, you focus on so our Africa, your neighboring countries, you know, it is Ivory Coast, Mali, Senegal, Burkina Faso, Nigeria, Benin, Togo. You go to ye Juma, you mobilize it. ye adwuma we nyina because ne yenim say ropa ne beba so nti no na national ya team a yene ye party for Ghana for wa ma no nyina edin kita ho ye njem say nansi ya yete say electoral commission ka sa afie we de ne nhyehyeye no eni so say ye betumi aye ropa no egusu ne wo mu di nkomo say ko ban say o mo de beba eni si amanyoko ya kralo say yo mo de beba bia no ye no mo besie ni.
Okay. Na yansha NDC party mo flag bearer John Dramani Mahama mo de mo running mate. Professor Jane Nana Opoku Agyemang. Monomo ayade jumedi ashamonsa this time around we hold the affairs of the NDC. It's saying our grounds edema.
The edika mefa kwanya we su na mechi etiefo nyina. Na mak sisudu ya se amanyoku 2024 elections are ban. Nothing can stop the party from winning this election. Yeah, solid our grounds. Yeah, to me, yeah, say you media say last year, say obekaya, yeah, executive senior, yeah, parliamentary candidate, yeah, flag bearer, and I say, okaya, yeah, to me, a running mate.
Happy down this one, no tone.
Sisia, the akaya, yeah, the koye nimno ye. A campaign team, yeah, ye gusu a ye sheshe. Na nyame adom ye we campaign team na chese ye babe launch ye manifesto na chese bibia egu akwem.
Because you say encham campaign team no.
Yes. Ye gusu.
Professor Joshua Labi no ba be die animo.
Me to me nkyre.
Nyame
adom na say ye di betu dwa Ghana fo nyina be. But I can tell you on authority say as of now everything is on course and partially no crowd ya share campaign ase juma. Almost all national officers, regional officers, we are in the constituencies, various branches, wards, and a party for kasa BBI cause of fire. Me Jimmy say nyame adom na officially launch a party campaign team at the various levels. So you be launch national, we are regional, various constituencies now. Then I think say Ghana for Betty na ye who hit na ye ba be campaign na 2024.
And then mama assurance Ghana for best maintain mo. And Ghana for best sign up to about be re-elect. One better about the amamu.
Oh, Mark, I think
with John Dramani Mahama, what be the president paying all the money?
I think the signs are clear.
Science be no.
Science ni be science no. Baby, this year crime say ube kura mi jiri se o park your car now by I say petrol no kura ya
petrol na no boy
ya dia out be to what you say se utie eye ye nuanom MPP for especially me nua Felix e be ote an sama na okeka now to me say they don't have any message ebra MPP amanyoku eji oman ye betumi analyze na dollar no etisen na ye petrol etisen na ye economy no etisen na Ghana ye debt etisen ena sa brain so ye debt no etisen Mark what ma say enti enya me doctor hina me betena na me be kan niema se bi o me ba be create na magana foate wa uti we Abraham MPP for e ka se wo mo ba eniema a wo mo be ye magana fo ho ato wo mo no na ye dollar no na e wo sen assemble ni eti efi ye vice president ano about the dollar and a Ghana economy. Lectures being a vice president. 1 year wo university a wo Ghana nyina nkyerɛkyerɛ mu use Oxford pie chart ne diagrams ankyerɛ Ghana for ade a oba obeye sisi ekosi sei. Indi se meka se NDC amanyoko abra omampeni dala John Dramani Mahama vice president. You can see for yourself the economic indicators. Na onye economist. Na ubetumi so dia compare the ono ka say oye economist se oba enunti na nanadu gina so oyi no se omra no be na be di ekire na omre siesie Ghana economy no sanse sa bre na de ati nyina ne se NDC ase Ghana dollar no yentumi economy ni nye ende mark one ka say to say enti there were a lot of good policies say bi obi a waye o mampanin da o mampanin Dada John Dramani Mahama awedi o man so a onim bra o ye vice president said me kan no enjuma o ye na sa bre a wasa betina chire wetumi ahwe niema akoso o man mo for the past 8 years na there. I think that he's coming with a renewed spirit.
But new spirit, and you need to be adjourned, say, with the mampanin pain. So, what kind of new spirit are we expecting?
Oh, a new spirit I expecting is say the mechanic. A brow tison. Na ye nuanum MPP for a year campaign, a demonizing no, the corruption, near my far no, as I bray, Minoka say. Ye nuanum MPP in penny for Maku saying, and as you see almost John Dramani Mahama nebo as a command. And then I say, I anticipate you are Husinadoye or Kano baby, I say, or my penny Mahama, angel. One TV.
Does it validate your point, your fact?
It doesn't validate my point, but he's one of the key members of the MPP. If he's not MPP member now, he was one of those no to me skimmy and near man penny for sebi no only one of the guys him the role I'll play with MPP mu to me back out ebe catch Ghana for you say o man penny Dada John Dramani Mahama say ban corruption o ye angel enyo no kwa yan kasa ye nua ye brother Kennedy Japan embe kan mayente what you say until the mechanic say some mechanic or the renewed spirit na or the ba na the abeboa Ghana economy na enema bebre policies ayahye enema ebetumi aboa Ghana se bio edwadifo drivers se bio tama oteso wunim ne zeal say obetumi we develop educational system by ye blocks sebi osi baby okodru ye chese every tie we amuno we are coming out with our manifesto. The various committees we've got into the last point. I'm telling you, so okay, 2020 when our manifesto came out, I heard the people's manifesto. I think so copy. You know, and near my woman I can say be implement here. Sebi enyama ko boni a amayin to me amba abamono ya policy a manifesto and I think says ye logi a manifesto no na bunya copy means you nya copy ni taking one by one ye hwe sector by sector ye hwe educational sector ye hwe telecommunication. My brother Felix Tiano or say me about or say me about voter region or region NDC ye nyehwe.
Or someone neglect you.
How didn't neglect it? Yes, oh, who ni say a brand NDC a wa bemuno. Uti na ye ni oti and ye ni voter region.
And it's all as a voter region, the northern part. The northern part of the voter.
Abaya wa mau, one of the best university our region. Look. Abaya wa mau, one of the best university our region. On country me say with over 600 and something billion debt Ghana. Sabri Yakushim and I'm MPP. Amanyoko. How many universities no buy Messi? Mark. How many universities and MPP Amanyoko and MPP are buying Baya, umetumi esi no Ghana ha. Well, we can point to about 3-4 universities in this amanyako. Ebra wa bem yetumi see. What you say? Ni nyina mu no. Okay, ka debt ana Ghana. Ye wo nyina na say. It wasn't more than $123 billion. Ghana. Now, the debt, for the past 7.5 years, it will be ballooned to over 650 going to 700 billion. Jimmy said by the time you able to December, near the number 800 billion. And they talk about Agenda 111. They talk about Agenda 111. Mania, Agenda 111, commission. They started with.
But say at the various stages of completion.
Anyway.
Agenda 111.
Anyway, one tracker.
Okay.
Anyway.
We do enyiresi abako. And that's how kwan no pay. Enyiresi oko kuma so kwan so. Enyiresi abako.
Out of 111.
Yeah, we see a way.
Out of 111.
Some material back.
See. Yen
the pictures are sending me.
Nama bubo hospitals are under John Dramani Mahama. Yesi, ewo Ghana ha. Ebebo ya 12 o'clock wa. Ebebo ya 12 o'clock wa. Yenko Legon University heya yenko Legon ha. Udi onko Legon kra na sa onko this direction ha. Udi kowechi na yenko Ridge Hospital. Udi yenko Ridge Hospital. Na yenfa no region by region, western region, yenfa no central region, yenfa no western north, na yenbo hospitals a NDC amanyoko. Yesi. Ye de na nyese ye betena bebi ne ye bedwa ye num ne akeka nsem a. Sebio ye de bedwa Ghana fo asmo. Udi ye no se utu mmiri a na wa kire si. Se utu mmiri a na wa kire si. Ye kwa Ashanti region. Na ye mubo no mubo how many hospitals are? Almost omesi no Ashanti region. Na the ambassador mekan say eyana minuanum MPP4 eka about the omuba bam mabeye. Look, they've done well, MPP, they've done well in the area of corruption, achieving development.
Tamam.
Uche.
Ah.
Minua. Say the most expensive hole I will say. Any a cathedral ya away. The cathedral Wuni my dear. Inka nyankopon a ye somo. Se nyame kra ye bi ma na oka se opese wo hye nyame enum nyama. Odi. Wo yusu kron kwan na wodi ahye nyankopon enum nyam. It got to a point members on the board of cathedral na share bo say or person or build this cathedral na share nyankopon enum nyam no. Some of the members of the board, prominent, renowned, known bishops, pastors, clergies, they had to resign from the board. They had to resign from the board. What do I say? Sheniama koso se omai MPP aban share bo say before say womu be fi aban mu and say before say womu be wi omo first term no. Ghana as a nation will be the most cleanest city or nation on this planet. Mark, have they been able to fulfill that promise? Shodona, she surroundings, she street I wore my mo. Nayan Samsung she ka Jacob. sika yakoji as loans yesi edi besiesie ye man mu yewi ase no sebio yewi ase no na a friend say $1 million a copy of being passed as the sector minister.
Now $1 million a copy of being passed here.
How many years can a minister work to get $1 million when he passes? And then any Ghana Hana obedient no crack or case so no so $1 million and go on your politics be.
But you still have to find out. So $1 million a PO being passed here.
Mark,
yes, so a public figure.
Mark.
She can anticipate a good name pass it. At least I say a good bank.
Mark.
But we still have to because we are limited.
Mark,
that
am I getting into that? What is it? Ministers before some mobile ministers, they lived with people in their communities. They lived with people in their areas. They knew them. What is it? Just $1 million in a crown and no. So it is not about the bulky money. Uti. It is about corruption. Se because se metrana ma list and niema MPP abanya ye. AGYEMANG penny edru pempenso bi no wadan ne ho clearing agent a. Asem no kra wo asem dibia kra yen kan wi kra no. He will clear them before you or myself. What I say? Eti Ghana for as one su as one son. Ghana for aso eye omampani John Dramani Mahama ahwe. Ghana for aso eye MPP aban led by Nana Adodan Akufo-Addo and the vice president Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Se ye ka se ye be ye mfato ne ahwe niema sebiu MPP leadership e kan ye bra no mo opposition se wo mu ba be sesa Ghana ne shebre e ma wo ne me mark yetumi afa ye ntamprefra ama bibia akoso ma ya ahoto aba ama ebusua nyina ho atowon na de ende ye femi e de na ekoso my way. Back.
Internet just expectation from the government, has not been met at all.
No, me see where the yes I catch it. Young primary schools in Ukraine and they will tell you what is happening in this nation.
And then also, I have a microphone. I can
Uti. Just be a woman will be a say. Sector Ben Abesa or Kawas and Yanka. Be a woman will be piano and they. And the rent. You mean to your rent?
About some buying the policy about no so boy.
Na policy no
for more much your rent.
Policy no the bad bay. Policy no the bad bay. Woni me enti o my way mu. Any you can say ye ba be rent I'm a student, university student. Ye be more free rent. Mark.
Yeah.
Frɛ wɔf ase na ɔkɔ university wɔ Ghana na bisa ne sɛ saa bɔhyɛ na ɛyɛ nanado ne Dr. Bawumia de hyɛ wɔn saa bɔhyɛ no abem so nti the economy is in shambles, the governance system just say any direction bia baby obefa bia enda me no kase sisi ase uti fie kra na unya kola mark wo hwe number na ansa na wafa ana se ba me ka bebo se wo fa number no kra na wo se e wo fa asibia na se wo fa the next time no be ka chere say na wo phone kra mbe. That is the level that we have got into in this country. Now the ever catch a Ghana phone is a chia na chia emuye se ebano ye justice system na ye nyina ye ni niema akoso wo man mu ne niema akoso dada se sabre nipa dodo na any trust ewo ye
I didn't see the second ban. Say you need trust with judiciary. I didn't see the second ban.
Oh, say. I dear back question in a young say o form a government what you say as I say o ma wo partisan spirit no ekofom now what attending to the citizens say o my ma into government must not interfere in the work of the judicial system.
Am I interfere?
Oh yes.
How?
Mark. As a way make control.
Ebesi then am I interfere?
Mark.
Yeah.
Mark. The ekoso in an ansaying keke min kwechiro. Me wo de nka metumi aka ne bebre say bia ye wie election ye dey petition court enema e course wo court nyina no. To me can tell me say wunim sometimes it's not about the
na mo wie election na mo dem petition court. I don't know aban ko interfere when.
Say enema bebre ko so. Sir Abra ye lead counsel. Oya na be say obey interrogate obe cross examine the EC chair no.
No aban na intervene here.
Oh.
Mo na man prepare mo no ma yi na aban na intervene here. Mo na man prepare mo no ma yi.
Attorney General.
Because there was a tape from secret recording.
Me say
a tape from national chairman.
Me say wo Attorney General. Ade awaye. Ade awaye say obi a wudi na sema o court. Now Attorney General mua. A wo na wo ye embra wo Ghana ha nyina papa. Wuna we legal, counsel for penny chese ye come brasembia or my mua una denim. Who to me engage an accused person I yet try and I wouldn't would him. Ah tape ababeto abonting. Se wu coachino na onye niema as I say, oh yeah. Minya. And you are telling me say yes system no and say for a whole judge
na say
for a whole judge to tell the Attorney General say e ka ono a enka
on recusing yeah that's advice from the judge.
Anything also recusing no
na I advice I know
advice and na advice nipa ya manipa advice so ko di boni an ye tufo and we are there emphata an ye tufo yes. Can I just come say uti we ya na ma sha se tufu say oh man pema abra me hu say o pema
ba woni say tape no e wo court afei na court no e ba be analyze
the me can say
wo ma hwe
say me to me ma any
Attorney General
me to me can say enye say indict na say indict no I don't have that power to sit here to be talking about those things me pay any contempt bia but what I'm telling you is say for a judge to advise the Attorney General say Kaunua enka on rescue himself from the
assembly
it means that he's being principled. He knows why he's advising him to do so. What I say? Because Obian to me sorry preoccupied advice you Obia sir. Ye two nipa fo. Ebra unim se nipa na nam kwan boni so. And I brought him say nipa no kwan nam so betum di hinti du bia bre no. And I say ye tu nipa fo say bia nipa la koye boni bia ehun sunso aso no enya papa ma no. That is where we call the person and advise the person. Etia no ana ama ye judicial system no. Say bi ama nipa do na la any hope ni faith ni trust for our system. Menye forensic expert a metumi aka say tape na abeto abonte no eye doctor and I say eye no kre and I say enye no kre uti but as of now say enye no kre nka yankasa ya Attorney General no nka waba out aba refuse to say enye no kre as of now.
So it is under investigation.
Oh.
It will be not strategically no change. What would you make of that? Because I under investigation.
Yeah, my investigation. But Sana Montu ne and near may be Akukoso, so Bekaya be the premium. Yankasa Yama, me formal attorney general. Your friend, Madame Sophia Akufu. So, what's in some of the betuga? And you mean, amigo, when you're doctor, and amigo,
what's the same?
Or see now, no. The judiciary system is predictable. Just will be able to me and Yansu, now what can't found, and I'm near my apostle. So, Unia may want me for that man will read.
But the point is, I don't know, we beat the baby. I still don't get it. I'm not convinced with the political reasons in here. We better say the judicial system is predictable. Electoral commission is predictable. There has been a trajectory. More opposition, don't you also think so? One way or the other, somebody might think that you, the politicians, especially the major political parties that we have, and I'm going to see we Ghanaians. Don't you think so?
To me, a change now. And fan compare.
And because that's what you always stand up with you. Look, make them more serious.
Yeah,
from your side,
I wish you can give me those examples.
Who opposition said Yamakasa? Boba Belma said Yamakasa.
Not NDC.
Yeah, sure.
To be compared to MPP.
A president John Dramani Mahama Becca said, "Easy, we are allowed on your independent work." Not this time in opposition. Obeka say, easy. And yet, this current easy, yet easy as a year Ginity.
Issue.
A president MPP, one more opposition, heavily they mounted fire. And what a young mammy Charlotte say so. Now, I from about them with the almost the old easy, even easy unrecorded figures are a year wrong, and MPP force they are okay with it. I interviewed the director of research, Evans Nemako. Also, figures and one won't see no problem of easy. Your friend say errors now normal committee. I didn't say Banessa.
Mebacho 2020 elections, you know. Uber to me about presidential results on that me.
Mepachane. Maybe watch gazetted. I have it. The gazetted results.
Gazetted.
Yes.
Before the gazetted, how many results now?
And I say if results, you know. Say yes, sana. It change figure say it could be loose and a be winning.
That is not the issue. That is not the issue.
But the issue
in mathematics, 1 + 1 should give you an answer.
How?
1 + 1 must give you an answer. So you can't come and tell me that 1 + 1 is equal to something, then you need to explain, and tomorrow go and change it. Now I catch them so and you cry and you what's uncle change the beam. As a man, I'll better catch it. But my main case, the first time in the history of Ghana, whereby electoral commission to me appointed a non-political person to become a director at the electoral commission. Mark. And also me
tell me there. A
non-political person. I appointed. Very good. But let me tell you one story. Obekai 2016 February. Obekai electoral commission. Ete abadioku ani form steering committee. Mark okay. That time no.
I'm a California there.
Me na me deputy executive director for national service. Utie. And I was appointed to that committee. I was appointed to represent national service on that committee. Utie. Ebe year assemble Ghana have MPP 4 year. A year press conference called Sruba Sem said no. Dr. Ahin is a known NDC person and Dr. Ahin cannot be a member of that committee. Mark okay. Check it. Okay. Emma, let my vote count 4 year press conference. MPP General Secretary. Womunina will be adding a number 2 no, Dr. Ahin cannot be a member of that steering committee. Sabreno. Na spectacle is now no moshano. Na me GBD say 6.4. na ekoba ne say and I feel omu who say they can appoint their non-political, not even the deputy director. Let's talk about even my very good brother friend, Bossman Asari. One unknown him say Bossman Asari was the Tescon patron in at Legon.
Okay, South we are working on bit my idea. I didn't know bit my.
Yes, you see,
because there was 7-member commission.
You see. Na me no
7-member
na me na omni me call unanimous enti me na omni me call steering committee ni so no na me den na me call ya omu yes our press conference I cannot be part because I have affiliation with the NDC me no na me den na me call
and no me ka say sir subani
you see
more than that more opposition na munye munyonku
that is why I make a choice
eti de bia no na
that is why I make a choice
yeah
the first time in the history of electoral commission let me tell you. And yeah, Papa Afai. For the years, or electoral commissioner, no. Or electoral commissioner, no. So Jenny Biara and idea Afai in this country. And even to talk about a year, Charlotte say. So Jenny and our police ni Biara and guide any of the electoral commissioners are or my commissioners are Sabody. Enti ene ko ban se ene wo be ko ye ma me Jane fie the friend say peace go say ye battalion then you can fie no nyina hia for what a country like Ghana enti no dey make an say enye say ye wa ban mu yesunku ene ye fi aban mu yesunku dear me person make an say so refer me say o man penina John Dramani Mahama eka say yenja electoral commission no man nyine dwuma yen hwe circumstances enam so a ode kasa ne mum yen hwe circumstances ogina so e de aka ene say yen allow isan say eniema bebre akohwe just last week IPAC Makwa could take decision say you allow the party agents to monitor the transfers. And all parties, agree. And the commission left the place and then came back and changed the whole thing that you have agreed among members. Then NDC had to come out and fight it and tell the whole world say a committee no crana mujitu say oh yeah my party agent be anko na onko monitor a different thing.
What's the explanation I use the Bible? No one must say one more year sadden because basa koso particular registration centers. It one more put to hold the representation of more party people. Now one more IPAC. No more embe discuss embe ye Jojo ehu kwa mbe fa so no ma sign RSFC the reps of the party. When any reason I want to buy because a BB question
reason we nya reason look, if you go to the various polling centers or regional offices maybe almost transfer any registration area. Say Ghana police deploy police people over there. But and now say a bind be or tiso. Oh yeah illegal or passing for Edia kosa sentence no. Enuti and I easy about our Becca say was suspended. Oh ma. Because sometimes you know, say they can use the EC and the security agencies to intimidate other political parties. It is happening in this country. Now, any national officers now various, districts in the monitor. No, any agent information we don't see near my Kosovo.
It's a bus in a Kosovo. I am a Yokuba Copen a bus.
So far, the young the Brina buying autism because almost a number of Mukas or Musika. Yeah, Basia, yeah, maybe 200 Ghana. School, 4 ɛwɔ SHS ebi ma confess ɛwɔ social media they make out say because they know say they have performed abysmally and woman himself say woman employs our strategies here say the any good man on 2020 for December sa na any good man it they should use a strategy and then bring people to the test and register Felix say okay can say bebre say watching kofo fi e friend say Togo ni eniema eye won na omo yes aniema but the truth of the matter is look, the good people of this nation they will speak on the 7th of December 2024 and no matter how MPP they manipulate the system do whatever they want to do I can assure you NDC and NDC will prevail in December 2024.
Okay. Hi, Andy, point now. You're the Deputy Director of International Relations, Dr. Makau Ahen. Onona yenno edin komo ene yumre e woni 100.9 ma NDC. Eti samahodo a obro so no na wonso yedru ha yebese bia homa no na woni no abon komo. Said onim no. Okay, doc. So far, Osha John Dramani Mahama, that was 3 days. Sunday, Nana?
Yeah, it was Monday.
Monday. Somehow do our catch the Ghana for. A big give hope to Ghanaians.
Oh, yes, a big give hope. I'm a Ghanaians. You see, John Dramani Mahama, the style of Ghana.
Jeep, a driver for Crano. Yeah, Bekena, yeah, tuya. Yeah, Common Canoe. A bit my
Unimadi. Asama, or my penny that John Dramani Mahama kind very simple.
Okay.
Sawosha, a part of your program long ago about the informal sectors. You know, what I say? Because now, or admonish a year driver for say, ye a kind of pension scheme be better. Eddie Baba. So we share manifesto 2020. A woman say even the cocoa farmers, there was a policy no, cashew farmers, your policy no, and as you see, I was proposing new policy. Say a driver for no credit. You know a driver for. Sebi one more can Ghana economy na kasampa. Enka driver for na economy ni si wona. Because obi sorry na pa fini dem no ko gina kwa mo. Se driver mbefa na ontumi nko bebi okwa ko di ni dwa. Ana bebi okoton na de. Ana bebi okwa ni bia, ni bibia. Enti NDC amanyo kuro ni susuye mu no. Eye niema ya dwin wa dom sukwe hu se ye driver for no so kra no se wo hwa. Eye na mbebunu wo mpa. Obi a wodi be 17, 18, 19, 20. Obi wa ono no ohwe ne professional plan so be drive. What you say? Enti so chance so be drive so wo drive no so no e break colony no e wo ne other health complications so. O say so o tra motor so be cry to me affect o prostate ne and you must drive so sa. Enti no anya e bi ebedum pempen so bi no. Na fe why you driving adwuma na over 30 years. Over 40 years. Na anwoden no eni ho te se de etie. Oti. Nti akoba na sa na se bia wo ye driver ni a se bi wo nko a na wonam na wo ya nko na ma. Abrabo no ebi be de ama. Onim say your policy wo Ghana ha for the aged, your friend of the leap. Aban etumi eboa wo mu a se bi wo mu
onya bubro ya se sebe.
Yes, sebi onya adokro no na ye ka no. Abject poverty ontumi nya hwe ye de boa mu kakranka. Inti we ye new policy a omanpenin John Dramani Mahama odi ba be boa driver for na waka kire driver for se wo ye adwuma ya sa bre wo ahode no sika wo benya no se ne se weekly o se eye monthly o se eye every 3 days o se eye daily o won so betumi aye contribution bi e de ato sa contribution na wo be ye no ebe accumulate ya enter within a period of time. Na nyame ya adom na se bi a we ko mpani mu na se bi unni amode na saa bre wo a utum di ye saa adwuma na eno no betumi adane akoya bibi ti se pension scheme bi a den e di ama wo netumi a support wa popim time a e bi a nyame be den obetene saa. I think it's one of the best policies. One of the best policies. What I say? Enu krampo no ne policy no krampo nkyere se bio se waka no se bi sa na obeye no still no kra no se nyame ye na do na Ghana for to mana onne driver for ni na bet na se na o ma hwe policy na we propose no ma bobon o ma hwe kwan ya e be fa so a e betumi implement sa policy o ma beni dada John Dramani Mahama ni infrastructure development ni niema o teso ye nyina no. It was only 56 billion. Only 56 billion. Hwesegli housing project in niema odigu akwem. Hwesuku yi blocks a o see ye, hospitals a o see ye. Uti. But obi aba benya over 500 billion. 500 billion. Obi aba benya over 500 billion. And they can't point to anything to us in this country.
I don't say you can, so you're born a dollar. Especially external debt. It's the exchange rate in the cost affect the economy automatically. It's 500 billion now, Kano. Ama as ninja as liquid cash. But the exchange rate now you still in the depreciate here. I time and also affect the can.
Mama Kazemera Okate. Why no Katre say already oye economic profit about to me $80. Okay, I mean academic dishonesty. What I say? Who any kwe muna? Say you ban sa na ye kuta title doctors. I na go for share tutu. It's as say kaya sema ye ni so. But academia no so they say bi obi a okita sa title no they say bi una ewiase fo nyina they look up to you. Okasa yinim say wo de unim de nti o kan ebem. Ye wo man mu na lectures course bebre. Nti obi betna na obe analysis say oh $1 na cost because obi say ye boss say or the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia eba na nam ni nim die wo economics munti no oba no obeji efi nkwaso mu se Muhammad ye konkwaso mu a oba abeji yen. And sometimes me are shocked say they still continue to talk about Muhammad after 7 years in government. After 7 years in governance mukoso bo Muhammadin na mango kra na wudi aya anka mango na nso ma abani ba mi endi mango. Mark. Yes, so they should stop talking about John Dramani Mahama. Sana Mahama tesono. That is why I Ghana for a change aban. Because you were able to tell Ghanaians say you were capable to come and change the fortunes of this country. Edenesi. Enye ndisi na ekase o. Eye MPP for no disgranted MPP for, affected MPP for, disappointed MPP for. They are those who are championing this, cause. Say, woman by no, FLE, MPP, woman FLE. And it has become a chronism. See, chronic institution among few people at the expense of the larger Ghanaian populace. Na send your man penny that John Dramani Mahama can. Any running mate, ya mame bakope, Professor Jenana Oboko AGYEMANG. A guy ya door no. Say a binu tieni speech no ba woman tieni. But Madam said something. Or see obia odin and saka o my way. Bibi wo kwan bonus no. There will be a day of what? Accountability. Inti enunti na omu skimi omu ye bibia said they will break the 8. They be America. It's not about them breaking the 8, but say the science neteno, they themselves will break at 8. NDC.
They themselves will break
they
at
will break
8.
At 8.
And will not break the 8.
They cannot break the 8. Inti them pesa mekane say NDC. Ya boy hon papa. Ya ba.
Dr. Bamia call Ashanti Regional to say.
Enter me.
Oh, sir.
Antimere. Okwa Asante Region dey na esi. Dr. Bawumia kwa Asante Region.
Amount for budget is we.
Oh, na say obi a say be wedding trial no. What is oba kroma? Oba so akọ hwe n'anim. Na wakọ bi sa ho say papa no nie.
Doctor.
Udie.
Maka he.
Aha.
Yeah.
Udie Bawumia say dom budget so dom be na budget so. Udie. Nipa no Asante Region wo kra mpo no ye ka say yen ka niema a wa ye kra won't mean point to anything. Ana waba. Ana ye na ye Asantefo no say oh. Papa na wakasa na ondi ni boshe so waba. Enti mama nkora mi ko hwe n'anim na mi hwe ni papa.
Enti ano na nye education of overwhelming support.
Oh, support baby. We are going to surprise Ghanaians in Ashanti region. Yet to say the NTDB.
Okay, Franco Wusu Koko Senior. Also Dr. Mponi, he talks like somebody who had not gone to school. Sign me or kudos to Dr. Hin. You are doing a great job. Doing a great job for God and country. 24-hour economy is possible. Rene Lopez also the 24-hour economy is coming live. Kwabena Mensah said, ask him if he knew NDC's Amadou Sule. We just a well-spoken doctor. We have the men, not confident tricksters like the MPP with the empty achievement. 8 years in government, not even a university or a regional hospital being built by taxpayers' money. One of the messages in Diana, it became more say, you're running say, yeah, better any man yetimi ekam. Okay, dog, mama tell for eno akasa. It's eno, okra, Dr. Bawumia running mate or the bemano ain't changing the dynamics, Anna.
Yeah, not at all.
But me and Shana. Okay, well, both sides being in negative or positive to NDC.
The woman say NDC amanyoko. Your strategy they call into 2024 election. Bibi anywhere bet me asasano. Enti yedi kaka say Dr. Bawumia. Ne running mate or the beba say oyo ba say oye beba. Eye juma waye no ene beka sama NPP amanyoko.
Okay.
But what you say? It's here the bibi amboye because yaye bida. Yaye bida. Now the records are there. Say a buying way buy ye. Ni bossa or the Ghana for. Minia. Mark, you are feeling the heat. Man tonight aha because a higher condition muntino. Because unya PF ha unshare condition beam. By the time I will do as you know, union condition beam. It's a one who feel heat in Ankasa unya do. Just one also person or tongue katie. Who beside na katie cry do 10 cities in katie. Mark.
Yes.
And you know what I say? I'm children. Yenjin tum say this government will fail Ghana for.
Okay. 03022435540. 03022435540. Also, by anyone chair, Dr. Michael Ahen, the Deputy Director, International Relations, NDC. Madua.
Yeah, my girl, I'm home.
Yami Adobe uncle.
Yeah, oh boy, you are watching that passenger.
It does.
Yeah, NDC MPP. Omunya Feri Ghana. 32 good years. NDC MPP. Baby, I would do a man for glory. I said Ghana for a chuma no sewa. And you can see the Omukobium because of my bread. Omunsa Jane, Omuni Biayamo Bibia. It's young for honorable abolition, a phantom movement. Independent from Ramadi or Maui. We are saying the need to NDC MPP. You are very other cocoa. Mike, Dr. Mubo will cook mass. Every football or match or Omutia Mampo, Mumrana Medica Banco Stadium, Kumrana Medica Stadium, they go check it, Mom, and I'm not body at the coy. And no and Twaba.
And Sana go see you, Aranja.
Oh, yeah, some information, I mean, who's the man?
91 validated information, I will say correct.
Sanity information is correct.
Okay, and I made a name to other man.
And I'm
for good stadium, me a Ghana Black Star, yeah, now, can say you tweet ya. Tickets.
Me na me catch your plane, sir. Omu cha take it, man, go for free ticket. Omu ko stadium. And no man go go there.
Yo, me that say. Me to me validate. Why? Me that say. I mean, sure. I mean, for the honor so Eddie Ho. Ever try me what you? Yet you kasa.
Your friend come Terry. Me say. MPP enya Quran. NDC 10 times. MPP enya Quran. MPP 10 times. And Tibaumiano Woba. Madam Wasi.
Thank you, my man. Fan do you understand from our radio new call from Quam Terrier. Remember, tell me what you. Yes, sir. You tell uncle.
But from a bright time because after I was so kind.
Okay.
Mammy chairman behind this in our studio. Yanko point and the papa now on number. Almost say and a cast and papano. Eddie Ghana for. Champa, you share video. Ya basa amount for Eddie video on my HSA. MPP4 and my amount for a basa amount for Eddie call. My daughter, my mobile, me or cook Masino. You who saw video now, I watch social media will be a share. Aban wenya aban BIS Ghana for say yes so musu ama yes akoto abama Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia amana sabe o mampeni oye vice president no den oye ma Ghana for enyo no and oye lectures about dollar and then other na him beside Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say dollar ya ania onu say what edi ama IGP no then a break his head and now ya say yem bisa say dokuna o mampeni akufado epija say eye 1 CD no ene dokuno no enye 5 CD nti aban we ebe fa petrol gallon 14 cedis ene petrol gallon 70 Ghana nti mesre Ghana for say be edu no e ma ye nembre na pam aban we fe benya no so because omunni bi papa bia on be ya ma
okay madam Sam ma me fa the onu so edi hwe enumre me mo ajo.
Oh, Biju so Magdiari.
Am I too?
But only a little Taliban, because I feel look my here Bajoy.
Okay.
Magdiari. Only many no end is not Tihono. One say Casa or Casaina, there is no any solution. Because ya Pisa former President John Dramani Mahama. Are you the hope of Ghana? Was he no? Was he one no one hope for Ghana? One thing one new any solution there. And then do on my Ghana. So say on my Ghana excellency and now any like Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I build Ghana could we na ya say Eddie on my share former president on Dramani Mahama sa. Any day everyone boy kwa. Akuko kitin any preko aye benyano.
Okay.
Ghana no develop no enti say yan fan share Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no one develop Ghana maye na dachi bi yana namu ahu say yes MPP ebe ya dipa e wo Ghana.
Madam Sam mama for the odi hoy e ba cho me mo ajo.
Magdiari.
Yes sir.
Hey, my good evening.
Good evening sir.
Follow me you because I feel work with you.
Get you.
Hey, Mark, your mental power, you are me. We are my power, nice.
And I'll be in the Kakaka.
Oh, let me start with it.
Amen.
Mike, one, BB said, okay, MPP, NDC. They are on the only Ukasa, you assembly to Jakra. How the Kiaman, oh, our judge crowd, Stanton crowd. One team of work, I want to master. So NDC MPP ya bewo mu municipal party ni we yempa no mbetima ya boye nka wo de ba umia wo beba gawonu manka ye mama jam no ka mu nya dai mu to ano so saa ya na ka mu ma enwo ho saa ese mu ma bibia yegu cement one bag ye tinto ma na wo ko to ese wo ko to 20 Ghana ko to wa chekura nya na mu nto you to watch 7 city na nam 15 city adan yo ma be nkura ni o ma na titia pan something me paga na fo nyina cho so mo miento abama lala nkojo chairman
okay meda yo meda say no there me ba cho me majo oh okay babu fro ama me ha me ba cho me majo Yes, sir. You tell your uncle.
Anabumaje na ya kasa Peter Bora.
Okay.
Mame mo abaso. Oh boy ma. Yankopon shira papa. Na mestre yera despite. Ejuma pa oh bono. Mestre on to akatue mu ma papa. Na oh boy ma. Mike the omane kono. Enya dia ye Ghana kokoshe yura no mama ensa. Na Mike mi bisa Ghana for ahokyere ba na nado peso a wodi free education aba Mike me batini akobi awie Mike wo fa se dia akobi awie na Ghana for sa ahokyere ba Mike do mama na beba ma ho ato papa ya kotena efie 7 years enka sabi na nado danko kufado ene Dr. Mahmoud Bamia Feli nti nka odi wakotena akiri nka 7 years no ban pani ma papa bibra na obe ka chem se me nko kobon kitenkete na me nkonya nkokoti Mike me han obi singing room e ho na me konya nkokonana jo mama ni ndisi ni ani swadi hunu jo mama na di dum so ebe so my Ghana so ebi sida ya there sum 4 years.
Okay.
And edian na asuta ya de Ghana e ko se jo mama nta and then Mike me de manu si no wo ye Ghana ni na wo so top through 1 gallon 50 cedi usu jo mama ba wo beto 200 cedi because jo mama time net petrol for ye nyabinto and then another danko kukwado amosa ahotaba na another buy one step petrol short over one step gas short over jo mama time ye di line ya to gas ye di line ya to petrol entimestre Ghana for mamu tie ndc ni o mat from ye di o my Ghana show musa o mu
okay
my Ghana ye my go ni ya mi adwuma
Meda say obi bi afre bi ameda say Dr. Makalahen eden na woka ede a kire eye when this for etio
yo said them di kan kai no ye bi akwanyama Ghana for say obi a nche na dwe no e de di pefe say omai no enko yi what you say omai no enko yi na enumu no ane ye pese ye hye NDC babia ni Ghana ni bia ye hye obi ankran say omai no chia na mbu ye na ye wo the nation builder ye wo papa bia sebio wa ye bida aye nyina ye gitum say ye friend no omampanin that John Dramani Mahama ono na representing the hope for this nation aba ye ba beto 7 December 2024 no Ghana ni biara mbone Tomaso Ghana ni biara hu se edwuma no ebebu Kofi bedibi Adwoa bedibi Abiba bedibi Dr. Ayin bedibi Obia bedibi enye chronis nko a enu nti ne yato din 24-hour economy na onim de ekoso kese 24-hour economy no akoye motie bi din ubodi pe na bi mu edwane enti wo mutumi nkanti no ye omo kan se o ka kra ye nyeden ye nti ase
okay
uti na NDC amanyoku sanyame ya dum na britie de enimi ye de manifesto betudwa na wotie mu ensam ne niema policies ayasesa ye di begu akwem amagana afa no tuma pefra mehye obiara asebio na koma ejija obia why disappointed MPP ni bia on pese obeti MPP din no NDC ye bia ye pron ye begimu nyina wa watu moma nyina ya fa yantoma ye fa mbom ne yam wane ya fa NDC emra na NDC emeje Ghana for emfi enkwaso mu
Meda say Dr. Makal Ahen and I would say in Ghana Etie for earlier on what a year OT regional organizer of the MPP and a year Felix Nanayawade and I year Dr. Makal Ahen a year deputy director in charge of international relations the NDC and a torchlight a honey DC. Yamepa your best sign a shia or china about 5:30 I mean be your morning show no so. Meko Yamenka Hombichia a year the Aisha Bakery our MF's estate. Awo yo no kama o ye keke papa amechia eye holale mama dogbe ono su DXY ono su editor je holale ozo memo ajopa na me kwe die DJ Bosco take over na me show bibia Within the luxurious AGYEMANG. I care champion some Medanas. Persia Boaje, AGYEMANG supervisor, Dr. Faradetena, executive producer, fully supported by my general manager, Kennedy Asa.